Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Office Hours with myself. I continue to be Father Stuart Wilson Smith of the Paulist Fathers here at the St. Thomas More Newman Center in Columbus, Ohio. We're the Catholic campus ministry for the Ohio State University. It's been a while since I've been on here. I apologize for that. I've heard a lot of outrage from the fan base, from the viewership. I'll just give you an example here. I received a comment on the last video. And I should preface this by saying, if you've ever been in whether poetry or stand-up comedy or in the music business, and you play a set or you play a song and there's like two people clapping or one person clapping, they often joke, somebody will say, thanks, Mom, and everybody laughs, that type of thing. Well, I was on Facebook a little bit earlier. I got this notification that I'd been mentioned, and I look on here, and this is what I get. The comment says, "Cannot find office hours today!" Exclamation mark. Sad face. Very sad thing to see, this kind of comment. So I go on there, and the Paulist Fathers responded, as they do. It said, "CC, Father Stuart, your biggest fan is looking for the return of office hours." Us too. Well, thank you for that, Paulist Fathers. Who was the fan who commented? Who was somebody named Carrie Wilson Smith. Who could that be? That's very curious. Like I said, these musicians and stuff, they're joking about saying thanks, Mom, but this literally is my mother. So thanks, Mom, and I'm sorry that we were off the air there for a couple of weeks. We'll try not to let that slip again. I'm sorry about that, and to all of you who likewise have sent tirades about our absence here from office hours. Look, I'm back. We're going to go for this another semester and keep having fun, okay? I don't know what else to do. Happy New Year. Winter has really been upon us. It's really been happening. I was driving up north there, and just after Christmas, I was able to celebrate Christmas masses here, and went up north to Canada for a bit, and boy, what a storm we had. I was driving like 35 for 4 hours or so, just because it was like so wobbly with all the snow and everything. Really something. And after that, I had to drive to Chicago for a conference there, a really great conference that Focus was putting on, the Fellowship of Catholic University Students. And that too, you just had the snow just sort of coming at the windshield. It's a really mesmerizing experience. I'm trying to think about, I haven't discussed this with a spiritual director or anything, but like, how do I take this into a prayer experience? It's an image that I'm kind of starting to use to fall asleep to. Is picturing driving in the dark and the snowflakes are coming at the windshield. You got a nice, pack of 20 Timbits next to you, and just living life. There's something just mesmerizing about that. Maybe that'll be my spiritual advice for today. If you're going through a period of spiritual dryness, consider introducing something weird. Okay, I don't know. That may not be wise. Don't pay attention to me, or maybe I should follow up on that. That was probably irresponsible. So, we're back here now, and what's going on today? Well, it's been a good day. I went and I got to speak with the Sarah Club. These are people who are dedicated to praying for and supporting vocations, and specifically here in the Diocese of Columbus, they often will foster sort of like a seminarian or sponsor seminarian and be responsible for praying for that seminarian and their vocation and discernment and that kind of thing. And they invited me down to go talk about my own vocation story and spiritual journey, and I really enjoyed doing that. And be able to talk about what we're doing at the Newman Center is really special too. But with that in mind, with also in mind the fact that I got to chat with Father Datran, who is our vocation director for the Paulist Fathers, while I was in Chicago. Also the fact that the Paulist Come and See retreat is happening very soon, February 2nd through 4th. I'll keep a poster here. There's one on my monitor, but with the lighting, it's not picking up very well, but there you go. Paulist Come and See retreat. Coming right at your screen here. Okay? I hope that didn't hurt anybody's eyes. February 2nd through 4th. I Come and See retreat, of course, just being an opportunity for those who may be open to considering the life of priesthood, in this case, the life of the Paulist Fathers, priesthood of the Paulist Fathers, to spend a weekend retreat in sessions that where you get to spend some time with other retreatants and with Paulist priests and novices and seminarians. And yeah, it's fun. It's awesome. I'd like to provide today, this is it, three reasons why you should attend a Paulist Come and See retreat out there. Young Catholic men of Facebook Live who are watching this. I also hope you are attentive if you are not a young Catholic male, because you could recommend this Come and See retreat, whether you're a parent or a girlfriend. Oh, maybe not a girlfriend, but you know what I mean. Maybe if you're, you have a friend who could be good for this, that kind of thing. Just a little jest there. Hope you appreciate that. So 3 reasons to attend a Come and See retreat. I'm speaking broadly, okay? So 1, you may be unsure whether you have a call to priesthood, but going on one of these can really be an act of devotion in a way. Because what are you doing? You're just being open to the Spirit's work in your life. Is it a call to priesthood? You may not be sure. Is it not? Is it to marriage? Is it to something else? Well, all I can ask you to do is to take the discernment of the priesthood and religious life as seriously as you would discern something else. If you've done some dating in your time in college, well, have you thought about doing something like this as well, just to see, could this be it for me? So in that sense, it's just a way of saying, all right, Holy Spirit, I know you work through people and experiences, so I'm going to open myself up to meeting new people and having this kind of experience and seeing if it works out. So I think that's one great reason, because the only big commitment, apart from this weekend in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, which is fun, the only other commitment is openness, just being receptive. Number 2, it's one of the best opportunities you really get to meet members, both priests and those in formation for the priesthood, seminarians and novices, at one time. You get to meet more of them, you get to hear their stories, they can hear your story, and one of the things you learn is that their story is very often not so linear either, right? You meet people who had to change their major, or they graduated and then worked for a while, or traveled abroad, or lived abroad, or did who knows what, and now they're at this point in their formation. So it can be very helpful. There's a lot of ways to relate to people. You'll meet other priests of that community. In our case, with the Paulist Fathers, you'll meet the priests who are in charge of Paulist formation, who otherwise live in Washington, D.C. and work in Washington, D.C. So it's just a great, concentrated opportunity to be around those people and say, hey, could I see myself here? And then 3, not to be dramatic, but it could change the course of your life. Have you thought about that? It could change the course of your life. I mean, speaking for myself, it was great to be able to discern with the Paulists for a long time. I prayed about it. I did a lot of research on our founder, Father Hecker. I met a few Paulists here and there. I was online a lot, learning about the history and current works and ministries of the Paulist Fathers, and that was great. That was very helpful. But what did it for me, what was the turning point, was going to Washington, D.C., meeting the priests, seminarians, and novices, and figuring out, wow, I could actually picture myself here. It doesn't mean you're sure that you're going to picture yourself there for life, but at least I can picture myself in the novitiate, giving this thing a go, trying religious life on for size. And that was the thing that really got me to go back home, put in my notice with work, and I hadn't finished school yet, university. Like I said, paths aren't always linear. And I went back to school after that. It just inspired me. It was like the transitional turning point moment. So there's 3 reasons. In honor, an honorable mention, if there were to be a 4th, and this is Paulist specific, is that the Paulists are a great group. I'm sorry, I don't know. People will say I have a bias, whatever, that may be true. We're the first community of priests founded in the United States. We have charisms for evangelization, reconciliation, ecumenism, and interfaith relations, all of which are sorely in need in this country, in this continent, in this world. And so the Paulist life is a energy-filled, purpose-filled, needed way of life. It's something that our country needs. And if you are called to it, I encourage you to, or you just wonder if you're called to it, I encourage you to check this out. See if you could, see yourself in this way of life. So again, the Paulist Retreat is February 2nd through 4th in Washington, D.C. If you have questions, I put our vocations director's email in the description. I'll put mine there as well. If you're on campus here, always, please, always just talk to me or email me. Father Ed, Father Joe, Father Vinny, we all are here for you to help you figure out this vocation stuff. Even if it's not with the Paulist Fathers, whatever it is, we're here for you. I hope you'll take advantage of us in that regard. Here's the poster one more time. It's very nice, very well done. And this, by the way, I don't know if you recognize this character. That's me. That's Father Matthew Barrios. You know, there's our president. There's Bishop Kakanis. Sort of like a little story time for you there, explaining who's on the poster. All right, that's it for now. If there's anything you want me to talk about in the future here on Office Hours, shoot me an email, hit me up in the comments there, whatever is convenient for you. Send me a letter, a handwritten letter to the Newman Center. Always happy to receive that. You know, old method of communication, but I like it. Okay, all right, everybody. God bless you. God bless you all. Peace.